Hi there, trailer owners. Today we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install CURT's 2-inch chrome ball with a 1-inch shank. And this ball from CURT is going to be a chrome ball to protect it from corrosion. It's going to be a 2-inch diameter ball with a 1-inch diameter shank. Our shank will measure 2 1/8 inch long, and that is important for determining if it will fit in the drawbar that you're planning on installing it in. The drawbar we used today worked out great and has a 7/8 inch platform, and we still have a few threads sticking out the bottom there. I would not recommend going with too much thicker of a drawbar than what you see here with this particular ball. This ball has a 7,500 pound gross trailer weight rating, which is how much it can pull, so make sure you do match that with the rest of your components. The lowest rated component is going to be your weak point, and you can't go higher than that. So since we do offer the parts all separately, that's really useful if maybe your previous trailer was a little bit smaller, maybe you only had a 1 7/8 inch coupler on your old trailer, you upgraded to a bigger one, now you need a 2-inch ball. As long as your drawbar had appropriate weight ratings and the appropriate size diameter hole, you could easily swap to this ball and be able to use your trailer without having to purchase too many new components. The first thing we're going to want to do when choosing your ball is verify what ball size your trailer needs. So if your trailer, usually on the coupler, you're going to see that it's written on there what size you need, and 2 inch is kind of one of the most common sizes for your mid-size trailers. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to install the ball here. You also want to double check your weight ratings and try to match those up with your trailer. So if your trailer is 5,000 pounds, I'd recommend getting like a 6,000 or more bar and ball to make sure that you've got plenty of capacity available there. That way you also get a little bit of headroom in case you happen to maybe overload it just a little bit or something. So check your weight ratings, check your trailer ball size. At that point, the only other thing you really need to check is for a drawbar, because your truck can sit at varying heights and your trailer also sits at varying heights. Oftentimes with a 2-inch ball on a trailer, usually between 16 and 18 inches is kind of the average that you would typically find a trailer riding level at. So you would see where your hitch is at the back of your truck, level your trailer, and make sure that you get a drop or rise that will allow your ball to sit roughly at the height that it needs to for your trailer. So we're going to be using this mount from CURT here today. You can actually get these in a couple of different lengths, depending on if you need one that sticks out a little further. That can be important depending on the vehicle you're working on. A lot of times trucks don't really care and they use the shorter one here just fine. But some of your vehicles could have the hitch tucked up further underneath the vehicle where you would need a little bit more extension. You'll also want to double check your shank diameter and make sure that the diameter of your drawbar matches that of your ball. The ball we're installing today has a 1-inch shank, so make sure you got a 1-inch hole on your drawbar to match that. So we're going to go ahead and get this mounted on here. We're going to install it in the rise position, which means it will be like this with the ball on top. This would be the drop position down here, but we do want to go ahead and put it in the rise position. So we're going to go ahead and grab our ball, unscrew the nut, and slide the washer off of there. The ball will drop down into whatever position you're intending on putting it in. We'll then take our ball, we're going to go ahead and slide it into the vise here. Go ahead and you can drop your nut and your washer on top there. Get those loosely started. And the ball has flat spots on each side, so that way you can hold it here in the vise to tighten it down. And we can see those flat spots there. So we're just going to line those up in there, snug down our vise here, and that'll hold our ball in place. And I also like to line up the flat spots with the drawbar. Just think it gives you a nicer final look once you're done. So now we'll go ahead and tighten it down. We're going to use a 1.5 inch socket to do so. And you are going to need a pretty beefy torque wrench to be able to tighten these down. And you should be able to accomplish this with a 1/2 inch drive torque wrench. Many of those are going to go up to the required torque spec for this, but do double check because it is going to be towards the top end of what a 1/2 inch torque wrench typically will torque up to. All right, once we got it torqued At that point, we can just take it out of the vise, slide it into the 2-inch receiver on the back of our vehicle, and secure it with a 5/8 inch hitch pin and clip. We'll now just insert our drawbar here into our receiver and secure it with the pin and clip. Typically with your 2-inch receivers here, you're going to have a 5/8 inch hole diameter, and a lot of the drawbars available here at eTrailer, you can get them in a lot of different configurations, whether you get it in, get a pin and clip included, get a ball included, or just get random parts. If you are going to part it out yourself, then you're looking at 3 different pieces you would need here to be able to secure this to your hitch: the ball, the drawbar, and the pin and clip. So here we are now at our trailer. This uses a 2-inch ball. This is just a kind of a utility trailer. It's a tandem axle, something that would pair well with this. Our trailer here should not exceed 7,500 pounds, and we have 7,500 pound ratings here, so we should be good to go there. Both our ball and our drawbar are rated for 7,500 pounds, so that way they match. And you always go by the lowest rating. So if for example, our hitch was only rated for 6,000, that means our max would be 6, not 7,500. Now our hitch is going to be higher than that here, but that's just an example. Now before you hook up your ball, typically you would want to grease the ball. That lubrication provided on there will let it maneuver inside of the trailer coupler easier and help to prevent metal on metal wear. And that also helps to protect the chrome surface here, which protects your ball against corrosion and makes it look nice as well. So for demonstration purposes today, we're not going to be lubricating the ball, but we'll just go ahead and lower it on here so we can show you the hookup. Just drop your trailer down. And sometimes it's necessary to push your trailer a little bit to the left or to the right to kind of get it to line up with the ball there. After we get it dropped down on there, we'll secure it in place and then hook up the rest of your connections that you would have for your trailer, which is typically going to be a pair of safety chains. So we'll make sure we hook those up. And if you have the ability to, you'll want to cross those, putting the driver's side chain on the passenger side and vice versa with the other. That way it creates a cradle in the event of a catastrophic disconnect. This cradle will hold our coupler up off the ground to keep it from digging down into the pavement. And of course you also want to hook up your electrical connector as well. And then we just need to bring our tongue jack up and we're ready to go ahead and haul off. All right, once we get this up, we should be good to go. And it may seem like we are a little bit high here on our trailer, but we have a completely unloaded trailer here. Once we would put some weight in the trailer, that would help even it out, giving us a nice flat towing experience. And that completes our installation of CURT's 2-inch chrome ball with a 1-inch shank.